That'll work for me.
Okay, that was my intro voice, and I started with okay. That's not good. Hey guys, welcome to episode. Fucking hell!
The delay's gonna get you.
Okay.
What?
No, he has a 3-second delay, so he hears everything after it's way after it's been said.
Oh God. Is that because he's using a wireless headset?
No, it's because it's
Usenet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why use that shit?
Because he lives in the sticks.
This is true.
Yeah, I live in the arse end of nowhere, and I've got a better connection.
Draw your sword, knock your arrows, and ready your spellbook. It's time for another episode of The Gamesmen. What role will you play?
Okay, guys, welcome to episode 12 of the Gamesmen RPG. We, as ever, are here to play roles, and this week I am playing the role of your host. I am Hardlydan, and with me, as ever, is... Well, let's start off with Yodathethird. Josh, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Cool. Also with us, we have Gary, Amorous89, and he's probably about to speak now. There we go. How are you, sir, this evening?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Kind of still drunk from last night.
Yeah, you are. And we have a special guest from everydaygamers.com, and he is known as Travis. How the hell are you doing, sir?
Or Saint Killjoy.
Oh, Saint Killjoy, yeah.
Heyo! So good.
Wow.
I think he did a Steve.
Yeah.
Heyo!
I did do a Steve.
Okay, well,
Why not,
as ever, we're going to start off with, our past week and what we've been playing with. And first off, I'm going to go with the running order, and that is obviously Travis. Please tell us about your past week, what you've been up to, anything you've been playing, stuff you want to talk about before we get into the main meat of the show.
Well, I've been playing Magnum Maker Compy, which is actually software. Also software, I've been doing RPG RPG Maker Ace.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been playing Defense Technica and Shadowrun Returns.
Cool. Anything...
And I've just been really busy with work this week, so it wasn't...
You've been making some interesting stuff in Manga Maker. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Totally. I've been totally...
You're going Skypey.
Okay, whilst Travis possibly restarts Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it seems like more than a 3-second delay, too.
Yeah, he gets a delay from us.
Oh.
Jeez, my 3G connection's quicker than this. So yeah, obviously we have some technical issues.
So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
We can hear it fine. It just, there's a little bit of a lag issue, and we'll do our best to make sure that doesn't sound so laggy in the
I'm sure I'll be editing
version of the show. But yeah, is there anything, I don't know, profound you'd like to share with anything you've been doing? Shadowrun Returns or Manga Maker or
profound, huh? Defense Technica, it might still be 75% off. So if you guys haven't bought it yet, jump on it real quick before it expires. If you like Tower D games.
Yeah.
I love Tower Defense games.
$3.74 right now, so no reason to don't. You missed the Spanish list and pick it up later. Yeah, it has Steam cards, and if you get any one of the foils, you again, because the foils are worth more than what the game is.
Okay, well, some slight technical issues there, obviously. So, Josh, what have you been up to? You weren't on last week's show, and you've made it for this week. What have you been up to? What's going on? Have you been playing stuff?
Yeah.
How's your back?
Oh, it hurts like fucking hell. I slipped on the ice and
Oh god.
messed up my knee. My kneecap went to the left and my foot went to the right.
Ooh,
Ow.
Yeah.
yeah, I know just how that feels.
Hey, you just ran into a coffee table or something before the show, Dan.
Well, yeah, it was a PC, and yeah, the corner hit my leg, and yeah, I've got a feeling back now, and it feels hurt. But
Actually,
yeah, anyway.
Actually, I've been playing Race to Mars. It's a new space simulator game.
Oh, I've seen a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's I actually have my preview out on Real Gamer News. I previewed it. It's not a full review yet because it's not quite done yet. But it's made from a developer called Intermarinum or something like that. And they are out of Poland. And they're co-creating this with the Polish, like, NASA or whatever they have over there to make it as realistic as possible.
Oh, the European Space Agency, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And this is also a Steam Greenlight game, too, so...
Yeah.
It's very advanced, very slow. Since it's early alpha, I gave it a lot of slack. It's going to take a lot to make this game a lot better. It's very glitchy right now, and a lot of the buildings don't work. But, I mean, if you like really slow games, I'd really recommend it to anyone. And then I was also playing The Mims, which is actually another game that is in, I believe they're in beta now. You can go to their website. I believe it's themimsgame.com or something. And it's a real-time... Well, it's a strategy action game. You play as these like little orange aliens. They crash land on an island in the air, and you have to help them basically survive. Kind of reminded me of how Spore was, but a heck of a lot more fun than Spore.
Yeah, Spore was great until you got onto land, and then it just became dull as hell.
And there's also a preview for The Mims as well, so if you guys want to check that out, both of those I wrote up. I have been playing some Titanfall.
Yeah, Titanfall.
I love Titanfall. It's so fun. Then there's terrible people like Dan, and you almost mistake them for a bot. They're so fucking terrible.
I just want matchmaking to work.
There is matchmaking. There's several different playlists.
Yeah, I know, but I want it to actually...
He wants a separation of noobs and...
Yeah.
You want good people and bitch pussy. So you want like a bitch pussy like playlist is what you're saying.
That I can play in.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
no,
it was just one day we got destroyed all night.
Yeah,
for some reason we couldn't win one game.
The team were like, third gen players that had prestige at least three times. And then there's our little team with a couple of level 1 noobs and Gary, myself, and another guy at a similar level. And yeah, we just got our asses handed to us because we haven't put that much time into it compared with these other guys that have prestige 3, 4, or 5 times. And, I don't even know all the maps yet.
Yeah. I had seen... For like the prestige, I watched a video and they were talking about like the different things you have to do to prestige each time. It gets harder and harder.
Oh, really?
And I believe on like 8 or 9, you have to, do all the challenges, but you have to get 150 Titanfall drops and kill another player with it.
That was fun during the beta. Whenever you drop, or I got a Titan dropped on me and I actually dropped one on a guy, before the beta finished.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
It's ridiculous, but I mean, they showed someone who like maxed out completely everything within 3 days.
Jesus.
He said he didn't play with anyone he knew, which I find really hard to believe. Kind of a sketchy story, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then I also played some Assassin's Creed Black Flag on my PS4. That game's so good. It looks really pretty. The ship battles.
Have you tried the companion app with that, with your phone or tablet? Yeah.
Nope, I can't use companion app because I have over 100 friends on my friend list. It doesn't work.
Huh.
No, I mean the one. Really, it doesn't work. Even like the Android companion app.
If you have anything over 100 friends on your friends list, you can't use it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I have like 160 friends on my PSN. So.
Damn.
A lot of them are like journalists and other people I know, so.
Well, luckily I'm getting closer and closer to playing that game, and I have very few friends on my Uplay account because Uplay.
Uplay sucks!
Yeah, it does.
So hopefully at some point we'll be able to tell you guys what we think of him.
Ship battle. A really good way to win bigger ship battles against a ship that'll like kick your ass. Pull right up next to a ship, jump in the water, climb up to like the top of the mast of the ship, and literally start murdering everyone without actually firing on the ship.
I did that to get my first Man of War.
Yep, you kill everyone. And then you loot their bodies, throw all their bodies overboard, which it doesn't matter anyway. And the second you start shooting them with cannons...
Yeah, it automatically lets you win.
It automatically lets you board. And then the second you board, like 30 people just spawn out of nowhere.
Oh, that didn't happen for me whenever I did that.
Oh, that's how it happened to me. It was like, oh, well.
Yeah, but mine was a little bit different because the Man of War I went up against, it was just sitting there and it didn't move. Like, it was kind of like beach kind of.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was just sitting there, so I was like, oh my god, I want that so bad, but my boat can't do it. So I parked really far away, like ran over to it, had to jump in the water for a little bit. They started shooting at me. I went up on, killed everybody, then ran and swam all the way back to the boat, pulled the boat over. They weren't shooting. I was like, yes! So I start shooting. It gives you the do this to win or whatever. And I had to like blow up some barrels. But it was so awesome. I was like, oh my god! And that, then my boat could actually take on Man of War, so I'm happy. I just can't kill legendary ships.
Shush, Gary. It's not your turn.
Well, I haven't played Assassin's Creed 4 in weeks, but...
Then I do have Infamous Second Son sitting next to me. I literally just bought it.
Sweet.
I can't wait to jump into that. And then I know this isn't gaming related, but I went and saw Need for Speed last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Movie is fucking awesome.
You've got a review up as well.
I have a review up of it.
Yeah. I was going to pick you up on some of your grammar, but I never bothered, so terribly sorry.
It was just a quick rate.
It does seem a lot of fun. A lot of the proper movie reviewers have kind of poo-pooed it as less entertaining than other movies of the similar genre. But yeah, one of them, the reviews I read, kept thinking about what was happening to the people driving along the highway that were getting rammed off the road.
Probably shitting their pants.
Yeah, or dying.
Or dying, which is all right.
But it does seem like quite a fun movie, and it is totally relevant because obviously it's a movie based on a game, and let's face it, the amount of times that movies based on games actually are any good,
not so often.
you count them on the fingers of a one-fingered man. Maybe now a two-fingered man.
Okay.
That's all I've been playing.
Shit.
What about you, Gary? What have you been playing?
Well, I'll start off with the best game ever, Bridge Project.
Hang on, I was going to introduce Gary for this bit. Something different, I was going to say. And now for the longest section of the show. Gary, what have you been playing?
I'll try to be quicker. When I played Bridge Project, pretty much all you do is
build bridges.
Yep. Make bridges that can withstand whatever they give you, like 2 tanks driving on it, or a couple buses, a couple cars, whatever.
Or a boat going under it while stuff's going.
And I haven't figured out how to work that yet. Because it has to split and then it has to raise up, and I can't figure the hydraulics how it's supposed to work right. Because all it does whenever it gets to that part is rip the bridge apart. The boat makes it, but I don't have a bridge left to finish with. Oh god. I've also played one table of Pinball FX2, and I actually beat Eric from Everyday Gamers. I beat his score. I was like, woohoo, I beat somebody. And then I quit.
Now, is that the pinball game that ties in with the Android version, or am I thinking of a completely different pinball game?
I have no idea. Oh, is there
Yeah, it's on Android.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on iOS. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder how it
everywhere.
works on the phone compared to that.
Well, I've played it. Really good.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'll just have to find out if I can challenge you on the times, if there's any kind of sign-in or something. That's compatible.
Well, it'd have to be through Steam. It'd have to somehow hook up like with your Steam through the phone or something like that.
Yeah,
Because it takes your Steam friends to and gets their times or time scores.
scores, yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Which
You tried beating
table was it?
Oh crap! Oh, I think it was the Nikola Tesla one.
Oh, I haven't got that table.
I thought. Well, at least on Steam, I think it came with it. I think that's one of the ones it comes with. That you. And then there's like a whole
No,
bunch.
it only comes with Sorcerer's Lair.
Oh, okay. It must have come. Okay, because a bunch of tables came with the Humble Bundle whenever that was up.
Right. Yeah, a lot of the tables did actually with the Humble Bundle.
Mm-hmm. And then you still have to buy like Star Wars, and I think it came with some of the Marvel. It didn't come with all the Marvel ones. But yeah, I like it. I'm just no
It was
good
like
at
half
pinball.
Marvel.
Okay. But other than Pinball Effects, I've been playing Thief, and I actually beat Thief. And after a couple hours, like there's this one part where I had to figure this kind of puzzle thing out, and I couldn't figure it out, so I was like, okay, I have to look online. So I look at the video, and as soon as I look at the video, the guy does what I've been trying to do the whole time. I go back to do it, and I had to jump down onto some steps. And then it finally worked, and I moved on and didn't have a problem with the game after that. So it actually got a lot better further along. Like, I'd noticed myself being able to do a ton of stuff really stealthy, take out a bunch of guys, hide the bodies, and all this crap. It was a lot of fun. And the ending was kind of pretty cool.
Now, you see, I've seen a lot of comments on Thief, where people have said that punching yourself repeatedly in the balls would be more entertaining than playing Thief. Would you agree with that?
No, because I like stealthy games.
I would have to agree with that statement.
Oh no, I like stealthy
The
games.
amount of unpolished in that game is probably enough to do it.
Yeah, that's one thing with it, is it does not look very good. Like, it's got a lot of screen tearing. It's got just the lighting in it. It's not pretty. It's not what I'd like to see,
But can
really.
it play Crisis?
What was that?
But can it play Crisis? Sorry, old 90s reference. Or early 2000s.
Yeah.
You talking about a computer playing it, or?
Can you really play Crisis?
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, my computer can play pretty much anything on high
Old
settings so far.
gamer.
But other than Thief, so Dan and number one fan of the show, Teflon,
G12.
212, yes. Made me. They said I had to play. Well, at least Teflon said I have to play this game, and it's like the most piece of shit game I've ever played. It sucks really, really bad, and I really can't wait till it's over with. Sleeping Dogs. And now that's over.
I can't believe
I'm
you
just
didn't like
joking.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, I've had it forever. I just haven't played it. But I was just joking. It's not that bad. Actually, it's a lot of fun. It's like GTA in Hong Kong, and I love the Hong Kong setting.
Yeah,
It's pretty
GTA
awesome.
in Hong Kong, but fun. I can imagine a GTA based in Hong Kong that wouldn't be anywhere near as fun as Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I hate about like GTA is I've never really liked. Well, I may like 5 more, but I never really liked their engine, I guess, and like
You hate
how
the
you shoot
driving.
people. Oh, I really hate driving. Of course, this game, the driving is so ridiculous. Like, a frickin' Oldsmobile car drives as good as a sports car, it seems. But sports cars do go a little bit faster. But I got my first car, I'm like, holy shit, I'm driving like 200 miles an hour down this road. But it's definitely something you have to play with a controller too, because it just doesn't seem to want to work very well with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, mouse and keyboard just feels a little odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I like the combat, but for some reason, apparently other people don't get this problem, but I do. I'll do a combo, and sometimes he'll just kind of stop and like retake his stance, and then you can go at it again.
See, I never had that problem. Maybe you're pushing the buttons too often. I found the combat really fluid
because I'm doing a lot of combos, unless I'm trying to string combos together too fast. And I have gotten some upgrades that I was using today. That was pretty cool, because I found some of those like statue things that you give back to your old master. But I am enjoying it, so I will give it. I think I got 5 hours into it now, and apparently I have to put as many hours as I think Jason said I have to put like at least 25, 30 hours into it. So I still have a little while to go. I have no idea how far I am in the game.
Quicker than that, and still have a satisfied feeling about playing it. And,
yeah. He said I don't have to do all the side stuff, but I've been doing all the side stuff because I just do that in those games. Other than Sleeping Dogs, I've been playing Car Washing Simulator 2014 yesterday.
And as far as I knew, that was a game, but actually it isn't, is it?
No, it's a real life thing. I took all yesterday. I took which it could have been. I could have put up a Victory Achieved picture for that, because it took like 3 hours washing, waxing, sweeping, cleaning up everything in the car. So,
but since we talked about that, I had a look at Car Washing Simulator games, and you're right, there's nothing on Steam. But on Android and iOS, there are Car Washing Simulator games.
Oh
I haven't bothered to download any of them because, quite frankly, they look like utter shit. So I'm not going to bother. But it obviously is a genre, and people, by all the reviews, seem to like them, which is kind of weird. It's kind of like a colouring game almost. You kind of wipe off the crap on the car, and oh, it's gleaming.
There has been in the past. There has been in the past year. It seems like there's just a lot of simulator games. Hell, there's Goat Simulator coming out.
Well, there's also a mod for Farm Simulator 2013 that it gives you a car wash that you can drive your tractors and stuff through and clean them up. It's kind of cool. I saw this video, and there's this guy in a tractor with like open sides, and he's sitting there in the car wash, and all the water's coming through, blasting him in the face, and he's just there without a care in the world. And then the tractor comes out sparkling clean. So if that floats your boat, you should check that out. I wouldn't bother. It's
yeah, no, not my thing. Simulator games really aren't my thing at all. I played Euro Truck Simulator, and I don't
that
find
game
much
is awesome.
I don't find excitement on it though. Like I did, like a couple of drives. And I was like, yeah, I have to drive a half an hour to work every day. I don't want to drive a half an hour here.
You see, I love that game. I play that game to relax, and I can, there's code in there so you can get the stream from whatever radio station in the world you want to listen to whilst you're driving the truck, and yeah, it's just a nice way to relax of an evening.
I thought that was interesting, like that you could actually put your own radio station and stuff in it. But other than washing my car, because I'm sure everyone wants to hear about that. Because you've been playing it, Dan, and I'll let you talk about it more. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I started that. I played about an hour or two. I finally picked it up. Finally. It took me years. And going back to a old Assassin's Creed game, you have it definitely right, Dan. Playing through the old ones before you go to the new ones, because you're not going to want to go back. Because the free running just doesn't work as it's not as fluid as in like 4, where it just feels like it works almost perfectly. But like I kept jumping off a freaking cliff. I jumped off like 10 times into the water, and I kept screwing up, and I had to run back up. Oh
that
my
is
God.
an issue with the older games, and it's something that I'm going to touch on when I talk about that. So skip to the end. What else are you playing?
And of course, I play a little bit of Titanfall this week. But other than, I mean, there's nothing else I can really say about Titanfall that hasn't been said. I have bought a few things. I have no idea why. But because my brother has the PS3 right now, I picked up Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered Limited Edition. Woo! And it's awesome, actually. The case has like its own little book at the beginning. Like you flip open the case and then it has pages
And what
of
format's
like
that?
art and stuff. What do you mean format?
Device.
What's it on? That's the PS3.
PS3. Right, there we go.
But it has some artwork and stuff. It looks really nice. It has I haven't read what it has in it yet, but it has some text that you can read. So I got that today. I picked up Wind Waker HD for some reason. I think it's for the coins again, because now I only need like one more game, and I'm platinum for the year.
You're getting close to getting a shitty little gift from Nintendo. Well done,
Yeah.
user.
Yeah, well done. Supporting Nintendo, because nobody else will.
Well, Steve does.
But he's not on the show to help me.
True.
I support Nintendo.
Well,
as well,
that's right.
Jay.
Yeah, Josh has a Wii U and he plays it. So
I have a Wii U and a 3DS XL.
yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I just have
Love
no
my
money,
kids.
so I've got a gaming PC, and that'll do me fine.
Bag.
But also, of course, since I just mentioned it, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Cards Against Humanity, and I guess I'll talk about that yesterday whenever we were really drunk.
Yeah, nobody can remember much.
We played like 2 rounds. We went up to 10 points for each round. And we made some horrible sentences. And it was a lot of fun. I remember the first round or game and a half we played, and then I don't remember what happened, but apparently there was glass breaking, me jumping up and down on glass, not cutting myself, my cousin. Yeah, pretty much. But we're not going to talk about last night because I don't remember it very well. But anyway, I'm done. Dan, what do you got?
Yeah, okay, me. I'm going to do this slightly backwards, actually. Apparently, I played some Titanfall, but I don't remember playing it. It could only have been a couple of games.
Yeah, it's because Scott picked it up and we got in for a couple rounds.
And yeah, Titanfall, we've talked a load about that. So I've also been playing some Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, you have.
In no particular order. We'll start off with the Android game. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Pirates, which is basically the ship part of Assassin's Creed 4, and you go around in your ship taking down other ships. There's nothing else. It's just a piratey game, and it's completely ship-based. There's no hand-to-hand combat. You've just got to take down the opposing ships with your cannon, or you've got to race from one place to another bit, or you've got to pick up stuff and deliver it. Yeah, you know what? I'm getting quite bored with it now. Honestly, can't be asked. I have downloaded the companion app for Assassin's Creed 4, but as you were about to tell, I haven't got to that yet, because earlier this week I completed Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Woo! One of the better kind of sequel games to Assassin's Creed 2. Not bad at all. Really quite enjoyed it. The story was kind of cool. And yeah, you know, it was more of the same, basically. And more of the same, again, is Assassin's Creed Revelations, which I completed really rather quickly. In fact, so quickly that Gary was like, "What, you've completed it already?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
You had to only put like 8 hours into that game, because you did it in like 2 days.
Yeah, I didn't play a huge amount of it, and I bits of it were kind of cool, the way you got some of the backstory about Desmond, but I never once felt compelled to do you basically have this Adamus Island where you can go and relive Desmond's past. And as much as I want to know about what's going on with Desmond and the story, I don't really give two hoots about his past. So I got bored with that very quickly. The free running and the controls were, as one would expect from playing Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and then Revelations, and it felt natural. And yes, there are times when
did it get better than Brotherhood?
No, it's pretty much the same.
Oh,
so you try to jump on something and you miss it because you're not quite in the right direction and you fall. Or
I don't know if it was that game or Brotherhood, but I think you're doing a chase thing where you're like, no, get off the ladder, stop it, no, go up, not down, and you're just like screaming at it.
yeah. The controls did piss me off, and in fact, in all of in Revelations and all the previous games. But I completed that. I started playing Assassin's Creed 3 at time of recording yesterday. So that would be Saturday the 23rd. And they've changed the control.
Sunday the 23rd.
Have you felt the need to wipe your ass with that game? Because it's fucking shit.
It's not helping me. It's not making me want to play it. Shall I say that?
Have you got on the boat yet?
Well, I got on a boat when I was
I'm on a boat.
coming. At the beginning of the game, you get on a boat, but you can't control it.
Yeah. I was talking about whenever you start controlling.
But I'm used to holding down the right trigger and pressing X to counter. Now it's B. So little things like that are kind of getting me killed. Well, not killed, but taking a lot more damage. Because I'm like, oh no, that's not. Oh, I pressed that. And now when you're holding down the right trigger, you don't need to hold down A at the same time. And so free running doesn't work quite so well. I guess it's a lot smoother without having to hold down A, and it seems to work better. But
that's what I like. Whenever I went back to Brotherhood, I was like, oh my god, I can't do this. I completely forgot.
I'm getting it the other way round with the sudden change in controls from the classic Assassin's Creed controls to the new Assassin's Creed controls within actually hours of minutes of each other, because as soon as I finished Revelations, I started playing 3. I don't have some weird Assassin's Creed fixation before anyone else. I'm just trying to clear up my list of shame, and I thought, I'll start with Assassin's Creed.
Bet you wish you played them years apart now.
Yeah, because at least then I wouldn't have this, because if you leave enough of a time between games, you kind of need to relearn the controls, and that would have been fine. But because I've gone from one, it was like when I went from Mass Effect to Mass Effect 2 on the PC, and it was like, this feels really weird playing it like this. The buttons are all different, and
I did that, dude.
Yeah, I played it with keyboard and mouse.
Back and it was a mistake.
Yeah, but once you go from 2 to 3, it's perfectly fine. But 1 to 2 is terrible, and it's a bit like this. It's just getting used to the whole new control map. And I am playing Assassin's Creed with 360 controller because, well, let's face it, Assassin's Creed games play like arse with a keyboard and mouse. So I've not been using it. But that's the great thing about PC gaming. You can pretty much use whatever controller you want to. There's even patches now for the Xbox One controller, so you can unofficially use that. So
yeah, I want to get the PS4 controller. Just even though I don't have a PS4, I just want it so I can use it on my computer.
Well, I had
something on the market. It's called Controller Max. You can use any controller with any device now.
I used a PS4 controller last year at Eurogamer, and it was the best PlayStation controller I think I've ever used since the PS1 controller.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people give it praise, so.
It's actually almost big enough for adult hands.
Jeez, what do you have, like, bigger hands than me? God, the PS4 controller's fine.
Yeah, but the PS3 controller felt
what do you
small,
fucking have, like, rings for hands? Shit!
No, but they span an octave.
He's just not a hobbit, okay?
Well,
I'm not a hobbit, I'm a fucking giant over here.
Yeah, Josh is like 7 foot tall.
They must have like a lot of really fucking weird inbreeding or something over in Europe. They have all these fucking hand problems.
Okay, my hands aren't massive. I think on a piano, thumb to little finger spans just over an octave. So that's 8 piano keys.
We're
So,
going to
yeah.
have to get a roller out someday and we'll measure our hands. Because I have like tiny hands.
Piano now.
But the PS3 controller always felt too small and too flimsy. It felt like if I twisted it or something, it would just snap in my hand. And the PS4 controller doesn't feel like that. It's a little bit bigger and it feels more comfortable. My hands don't feel so close together, and the almost useless touchpad adds a bit of weight to it, so it feels like it's been built better. Okay, well, that's enough for our previous week. We've taken far too long talking about that. Let's take a quick little break. You can listen to some music, and we'll be right back with the news. Okay, we are back and we have the news, and there's a fair chunk of it coming from GDC this year. And to start us off, we have Josh talking about, stuff. Take it away, Josh.
Second iteration of the development kit for the Oculus Rift is coming out.
So very tempted.
I know. They actually added a lot of new things. They added a new camera to actually view the front of your display, so you can actually get a lot more out of it.
It was something I suggested when I tried it out at Eurogame. I was like, this is great, but if I'm sitting here in my house and I've got this on, I can't see anything that's going on. You know, I'm going to be reaching for my cup of tea or my mouse and knocking my cup of tea over, or I'm going to be, trying to answer the door and in the bathroom instead, because, it'd be cool if you could.
It also has tiny little sensors that are actually built on the front, but they're hidden. And that's what the camera's picking up.
All right. So kind of like parking sensors.
Basically.
Cool.
It only costs $50 more than the original development kit, which I'm pretty sure they switched over to the new one because the old one, they ran out of parts to make it, literally. Like, there's no parts.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
And the new one, am I right in thinking, has a better display?
Yep, has 1080.
Yeah. Across the two screens combined, not in each screen eyepiece.
Yep.
But still. Oh no! Wait, it's 960 by 1080 per eye.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 1080 is the vertical, isn't it? Not the horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I loved playing with it last year at Eurogamer, and I can't wait to get my hands on. Actually, I'm really looking forward to the final product.
Now, did you get I can't remember. Did you get to use the HD version, or was it still the?
Yeah, I got to use the 1080 version.
Okay, good. Because hearing all the people that just got sick from the other version.
Yeah.
I used the real crap version a couple of years ago at QuakeCon, but that was like John Carmack's personal unit that he was letting people use.
Mm.
And it was still pretty freaking cool.
It was still very cool.
Yeah.
Just needs a lot more implementation.
But
Yeah, I like
love
try out the
the
new
way
one.
Yeah, it's the one I tried was in between the old one and the new one.
And if you
doesn't
pre-order
look
it now, it comes out in July.
Yeah, and they will be shipping early July, I think, won't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I want to get one? I love buying expensive stuff.
Well,
I still need to get PS4 stuff.
the site does stress this is a kit and not a consumer product.
Yeah, it does not work the greatest when gaming.
No. So if you're interested in it and aren't a proper nerd and are happy to deal with issues and maybe have to do a bit of coding to make stuff work with certain things, then fine. If you just want it as a plug-and-play device, wait until the official release, because that's what you're going to want, and that's what's going to change gaming for you.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get it I'm never gonna get Dev Kit. I'm gonna get it whenever it comes out, if I get it. But I guess
you will get it because it's freaking awesome.
I still have all these other consoles I have to buy.
It's not a console.
I know, but I have all these consoles I have to buy. I wonder how much it is going to be whenever it does come out.
I'm guessing around $500.
It's going to be less than that. It'll be about $300.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, I guess
time will tell. Straight off the back of that, Gary's got our next bit of news, and that is... Dun, dun, dun.
Project Morpheus. Because you're entering the Matrix. I don't know. Anyway.
Spoon.
What?
There is no spoon.
I saw a picture the other day that so funny with the Matrix. Anyway, but yeah, Sony announced their little headset, or whatever you want to call it, virtual life. I don't know. Anyway, they announced Project Morpheus, which is pretty much the Oculus Rift, but owned by Sony. The president of Sony's Worldwide Studios says the next innovation from PlayStation that may well shape the future of games. And I think we already found that out with Oculus Rift. But he also says nothing elevates the level of immersion better than VR, which is virtual reality. He continues, VR has been a dream of many game creators ever since the computer game was invented. Many of us at PlayStation have dreamed about VR and what it could mean for the games we create. So I'm guessing this is like just going to be like it's going to be for the PlayStation 4 pretty much, or doing this stuff?
I guess so, yeah, unless there's going to be some kind of tie-in with Sony TVs, which could be. Maybe you could watch one channel whilst someone else watch another channel. It's kind of like they do with picture-in-picture with 3D glasses, so one person can watch one thing full screen whilst the other person can watch something else full screen. Only in 3D, and yeah.
Yeah, and they also said that it is going to show. Yeah, it's going to show up what the player is seeing on the screen, which would be kind of cool. So people actually watching or seeing you wearing this headset will kind of know what you're doing. But yeah, it says down here at the bottom. It says the headset is designed for PlayStation 4 and I guess if I just would have read it, I would have found everything out. Designed for PlayStation 4 and will feature seamless integration with PS Camera, DualShock 4, and PS Move. PS Move's still a thing.
Apparently.
Partners for Project Morpheus includes Epic Games, Unity, and Crytek. The unit features a 1080 display, 90-plus degree field of view. What's the Oculus Rift have? 110 degree?
Yeah, I was going to say 90 degrees plus. Okay, they don't state what the plus is, but 90 degrees seems like a really narrow field of view to me.
Uh-huh.
As a human, we have almost a 180 degree peripheral vision. I think it's something like 170 something view. Maybe a bit less. All you've got to do is measure your arm, put your arms out and see where you can no longer see your hands, and then measure the angle between your arms. But I don't have a protractor big enough or a third arm to hold it there to measure. So I don't know. But it's a lot wider than 90 degrees.
Use your kickstand.
I don't have a kickstand.
Tape it to the ceiling and let it hang down or something like that.
You don't have a kickstand, Dan? That sounds like a real problem.
I don't have a motorcycle either, so it's not too much of an issue.
I did not take that same way.
Most dudes have a kickstand, but apparently Dan does not.
As a kid.
Oh, you mean my third leg?
Yeah, exactly.
I was talking about the thing we used to prop up motorcycles. I've never heard that as a euphemism for one's cock.
I think it was in Austin Powers they even said that for.
He's not English.
It doesn't count. He's not real.
Oh my god. Everything just got slowed down when you killed that.
Shit.
Okay, that's enough about that. Okay, next up, more news from GDC and Valve.
There's never enough talk about the kickstand.
Yeah, there is. Valve has redesigned the Steam controller, and I, for one, don't particularly like it. I loved the idea of having the touch screen with the OLED display on it. But now they've got rid of that, and there's a big circular button in the middle, much like on the 360 controller, only a bit smaller, maybe a back and a start button. And then there's 8 other buttons, up, down, left, right, and A, B, X, and Y. Which
is colored exactly like the Xbox. Actually, I think it's a little lighter, like a faded color of the Xbox button colors.
Yeah, and the thumbsticks, they're in the top position on each side. And I must admit, I'm not a fan of the PlayStation thumbsticks, which are down at the bottom where these buttons are on the Steam controller. I like the asymmetrical design of the 360, where the right controller is lower and the left controller is higher. It feels natural to me that. As soon as I picked one up, I was like, this feels brilliant. And now they've got these symmetrical touchpad things with haptic response higher up, and it just seems a little bit weird.
Well, it may work better in PlayStation controller because they are spread further apart as well.
Well, yeah, they are, but I would like to see the right one lower and the left one where it is. That's just my preference. It also looks, they've obviously done a little bit of work on the ergonomics, but it looks like there's this kind of uncomfortable ridge on the hand grips. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. They have recently taken to using 3D printing to work on mock-ups. Obviously, that's some budget-orientated thing to get the prices down. And let's face it, that's a great way to go because the less you can spend on mock-ups, the better. The more iterations you can go through. I just really loved the idea of having that little full color touch screen on there. That was one of the things that sold it to me. It looked awesome.
Yeah, I do want to kind of see how this is gonna, because I'm not sure about how the buttons are placed and everything. I don't know how moving the thumb over to that is gonna be, how natural it'll be. But the curve doesn't bother me because it seems like it'll actually fit your hand well. How your where your thumb bends in.
But at the moment, it doesn't look much better than the Amazon controller we were talking about last week.
That Amazon controller look weird.
And okay, it looks like with the brushed metal finish and the rubberized grips, it looks like it's better made. But the layout's pretty much the same. It doesn't appear to have any media buttons, although having a closer look, it might have some at the bottom. It's hard to tell. That could just be marks on the photo. I'm less interested in it than I was.
Now, how about the triggers on it? Because those look weird.
The triggers don't really look like triggers, do they? They look more like buttons. As long
big
as
buttons.
big buttons. As long as the bottom buttons, the actual triggers, have a bit more movement, and it looks like they do have a good few mils of movement to feel like an actual trigger, then that could be fine. And again, they'd have to be analog, so in a racing game you could accelerate and brake without it just being, on and off digital. That will be fine. But yeah, the bumper buttons look far too large, in my opinion. But
I'm kind of worried because people always complain about the PlayStation 3 controller and all that with not they don't feel very good for triggers, and then they have those little clip-ons that you can put on to make them bigger and all this stuff. So I do want to get my hands on one just to try it out.
Now it also looks like there's some sort of touchpad on the bottom. I'm not entirely sure if that's meant to be there or if that's just some kind of thing they've added to bulk it out.
Oh, you mean that and the other? I'm gonna have this link in so people can actually look at what we're talking about.
Yeah, at the bottom picture.
Yeah, it has like a weird it's a little raised, so it looks like there's a little just piece attached to it on there.
It almost looks like they could work as paddles.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the bit in the middle could be a touchpad, but I don't know. I haven't actually read the article. Purely because I am no longer interested in it. Well, no, I am. I am interested to see how the quote-unquote thumbsticks would work and feel, and how they'd work in something like Civilization 5 or StarCraft, or, anything where you need the precision of a mouse. Even in first-person shooters, I'd like to try it, but I don't necessarily think that I want to actually buy one now. And it's the lack of that touchscreen. I love things with screens on them. That's why I've got this Galaxy Gear watch with. I love screens. I'm sorry, I'm weird. Anyway, on to the next bit of news.
Well, yeah, before we finish this, the guy in the article actually says,
he has a screen fetish.
But the guy says, I tried out both Portal 2 and Broken Age. The circular trackpad does a decent job of recreating mouse movements in Broken Age, though the sensitivity could make it difficult to settle the pointer on dialogue options. Yeah, it does seem like that could be a problem. And then
something like Civ 5, where you've got to click on an icon, that could, like one unit or whatever, that could be an issue.
Yeah, because for people that don't know how this actually works, is you slide it. You slide your thumb up, and it'll keep moving until you push down again or whatever. Or
it's kind of like a laptop touchpad.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's supposed to have haptic response, so it's meant to feel like you're pushing a thumbstick somehow. Guessing using little magnets and stuff.
It sounds awkward.
Yeah, it does sound incredibly awkward, but it could be really cool. And let's face it, when Valve when Valve and Steam do stuff, it tends to be
it can be really gay as well.
I'm gonna go with it's gonna be more gay than anything.
Yeah, but also.
Why not get yourself a good controller that is already defined?
Well, one of us is going to have to get hold of one to try it, and I nominate you, Josh.
Thought you were to say maybe because I buy everything. But he also says, which is a big point, using thumb pads in Portal 2 proved much more challenging. Precision aiming when firing portals, especially when I had to make portals on a distant surface, was tricky. So,
but let's not forget this is not the final device, and there's plenty of time for them to sort stuff like that out.
To fuck it up even worse.
Oh yeah, or fuck it up even
there's
worse.
also time for them to screw it up.
But I could see,
I just don't know who they're trying to appeal to, because. Go ahead, Gary.
Oh god, I can't remember. Oh, that they're probably gonna do something like the Xbox or the Microsoft did with the Xbox and put thumbsticks in there in the end.
I loved the original Xbox controller. That thing fitted my hands perfectly, and it was really comfortable.
You could take that thing and literally beat people with it too.
But it was so comfortable. It was spot on for me. It didn't feel like the PS2 controller at the time felt much smaller. And too flimsy, but the original Xbox controller, the massive one, that was perfect. It was spot on for adult hands, and that's what they were aiming that device at,
Adult hands that are fucking gigantic, holy.
No, that are normal sized.
Normal size, good lord.
I heard that thing was holding a freaking Big Mac.
I still have my two original Xbox controllers, and I've rewired one of them to work with USB, and it is still one of the best controllers I own. It's fantastic. Apart from the fact it doesn't have bumper buttons and you've got the black and white button, it's perfect. I love the size. I don't ever get a hand cramp. I don't ever feel like I've been gaming.
Fantastic.
I don't think I've ever had hand cramping from holding. Now the only thing I had was playing or how people with the 3DS or DS or whatever playing Metroid Prime Hunters, but I had it for what's it called, Icarus, Kid Icarus, where
Do you know
like
what
you
I
have to
had it
hold
on?
it in crap.
Playing games on the PlayStation 2. That's what I had it on.
I never had hand cramp from PlayStation controller.
Yeah, but you're short and have little hands.
Yep.
And a girly laugh. Anyway, continue with the news. We've got Gary with some stuff about DirectX 12.
I don't know how much I can really say about it, but
it's about bloody time. That's what you say.
when did DirectX 11 come out? Should look that
That was
up.
a while back.
It's been forever.
It's got to be at least 10 years.
Oh, so we should probably begin Half-Life 3 now, right?
Yeah.
But Microsoft came out GDC and said that DirectX 12 is finally coming out, and they're promising to make graphic processing more efficient. So,
well, they couldn't make it less. No, they could. Sorry, forget.
I'm sure they could screw something up.
Okay, DirectX 11 came out in 2009. So, yeah, not 10
Not that long ago. But, they say DirectX 12 will be compatible with DirectX 11 graphics card, so that's good. That would suck so bad.
Considering DirectX 10 came out in 2006, we've had a long wait.
Was that 2 years to 5 years? Yeah. Wait, 6 years. You said 2008 for 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, 6 years. Damn. Double the time. Of course, I guess, the more they make, they get better at updating stuff and whatnot. So,
really? This
stuff can last long. Yeah, well, I guess. I won't even stand up for it.
Oh, crap. I'm going to have to update to Windows 8 or 8.1 because apparently DirectX 12 isn't going to work on Windows 7.
But, yeah, they say don't expect this anytime soon. Microsoft expects to release DirectX 12 during the 2015 holiday season. So we still got a year and a half more to wait before we'll actually see it. And I guess before you'll actually have to upgrade, well, all of us would have to upgrade to Windows 8, which I really don't want to use. But like my mom's computer has Windows 8 on it, and I had to give her, or I'd download something for her so it looked like Windows 7 because she just could not wrap her mind around that. The interface and all that crap. Especially, like if you have not, used the 360 or, the One, you won't understand all those damn tiles.
Yeah, or a Windows Phone. But thinking about it, it gives AMD and Mantle a year and a half, pretty much, to get their shit together, and maybe we can stop having to use DirectX.
Yeah, but they said more is going to be coming out about this at the Build conference on April 2nd, so we'll find out more in a month or in a week. Because
you know what I can use now that I wouldn't have to change anything of, that I would have to do for DirectX? What, Mantle? I can use Mantle. On my 7870, it works with Mantle perfectly fine.
All right, but I think that's about it for DirectX.
Okay, well, our next bit of news is about the beloved Castlevania producer Koji Igarashi. Igarashi, yes, who is leaving Konami.
I think he already left, didn't he?
Well, yeah, he's left, and he's well known for his work on the Castlevania series. Anyway, he's left Konami. His last day at the Tokyo-based game company was March 15. And he basically had a great time there, loved what he was doing, but he is not out of the gaming industry. He is setting up his own, as yet unknown, titled game company, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they come up with. He said leaving Konami was a big decision and not one I took lightly. I've spent my entire career there, made many friends, and had a lot of great opportunities. But I hope all the gamers and fans who've supported me in the past will join me in being excited about what comes next. Wish me luck. And
you're seeing like over the past year and a half, two, whatever, there's been a lot of people leaving.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people leaving everywhere.
Sinking ships. A lot of people have compared it with the huge gaming bust in the 90s, and I don't think it's going to be that bad. Purely, I guess, because there's so many more indie companies setting up and going their own way and actually producing stuff that gamers want. Rather,
I don't think a lot of the people in the industry like what what they're being told that they have to do. I'm sure, with Activision, you have to put action in this, or it has to have multiplayer and that kind of crap.
Yeah, and make more of the same. And sorry, you can't do that. It's too out there. People won't like it. They just want more of the same. And yeah, okay, I'm guilty of that. I've been playing a load of Assassin's Creed shit, but that's only because my list of shame is weighing heavy on my shoulders, and I've decided to do something about it. And I picked the Assassin's Creed games, and next it'll be something else. Seemed like a good way to get 4 games off my list of shame. So that's why I've done that. But yes, I guess part of it's my fault because I have bought those games even though they were all incredibly cheap when I bought them. It is just fueling the fire that people want more of the same, which I really don't want. I want innovative new titles with those things to say. I want something different that can spark my imagination and make me think about gaming in a completely different light. But because, the Call of Duties and the Battlefields and all the other, the Assassin's Creeds and the Forzas and
This podcast just got deep.
Because they get so many people buying iteration after iteration, they think that that's what we want.
And people buying it's not helping. I'm sorry, what did you say, Josh?
He seriously needs a shrink to talk about all his fucking problems.
Oh, God.
I do have one. It's the listeners for the show.
Your dad's support. Might as well let you know, Travis's Skype just died, so he says we're gonna have to go on without him.
Okay.
Thank you for being on, though.
Well, thank you very much, Travis, for joining us for as much of the show as you did. We are virtually near the end of the news. There's just a couple of bits left. Gary, do you want to take your bit, and then I'll finish off with my bit?
Yeah, I can do that. So something awesome that I just saw the other day was that Thinkgeek has actually started selling, I think it's only Thinkgeek as far as I've seen, that they have, back from Atari all the way up to the GameCube, they have PC controllers that you can, map all the buttons and everything. So if you're, playing emulated games or whatever from, way back in the day, you can actually get your controller for it. So say you're playing, Super Mario Bros. 3, you can have an NES controller, and they're at least the one I'm looking at now, the NES controller is $18.
Or Sonic, you can have a Master System controller.
Yeah. Yeah, literally every controller up till then. I don't think they have a Virtual Boy, so.
You know what would be really cool? If you could buy those controllers with a game built in on some flash media or something, so you could just run it straight off the controller.
They kind of I had I don't even know if they sell anything like this anymore, but I had an Atari controller, and it came loaded with 50 games on it or something like that.
Yeah. And
you just plugged it straight into the TV and it worked. You didn't even have to plug in the computer or console or anything. It's just straight into the TV. So that'd be cool.
I think I'd rather it going through my computer, because then I could stream it a hell of a lot easier.
I'm just saying because that's what that did, and that was years ago.
Yeah, no, I've seen similar things. I think they're still available. Every
Somewhere.
now and then I see adverts for similar things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty damn cool. I might have to get myself a Dreamcast controller. Just for the shits and giggles. whilst playing an emulated version of... actually, no, I could probably hook that up to my phone and play the port of Crazy Taxi. Right? That would be pretty cool. I'm assuming it uses a USB lead. That's pretty awesome. If only you could get Thinkgeek stuff in the UK. Damn.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Well, you can, but the shipping is ridiculous.
It looks like they do not have Dreamcast, actually. It's
son of a...
It's Atari, NES, SNES, Sega, Master System, GameCube, and N64. Yeah, I think what they did is they pretty much just took the casing for the controller and hooked up the USB to it. And
it's easy enough to do.
Yeah. So get yourself a Dreamcast
although with some
controller.
Controllers, it's a little bit tricky. But the next bit and the last bit of news is more Assassin's Creed stuff. And obviously I'm bringing this to you because I've been playing a shitload of Assassin's Creed recently. Actually, I'm kind of getting fed up, a bit like with my Star Trek marathon. I've had enough.
Speaking of that, have you watched any more of Enterprise?
I've nearly finished season 1 of Enterprise.
Okay.
I think I'm on episode 17 or 18. So yeah, I'm getting there, slowly but surely. I've also been watching Grimm. I think I'm at season 2 of that now. I watched that when I'm looking after the puppy. But anyway, Assassin's Creed stuff. Obviously, most of you made good progress on Black Flag. But there's a sequel on the way. Ubisoft have unveiled Assassin's Creed Unity.
I think everyone knew there's going to be a sequel.
Oh, yeah. And this time you're in Paris during the French Revolution. I imagine guillotines are going to play a fairly important role.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I didn't think about that.
And there are teaser videos and things you can check out on the internet. I am assuming you know how to use that since you're listening to this.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll put a link into there on something.
Now, Unity is coming to PC, PS4, and the Xbox One. There's no mention as yet of Wii U or previous generation systems. But all is not lost, and it looks like Unity isn't going to come out on the PS3 or Xbox 360. But have no fear, because they are releasing another game for the older systems. But unfortunately, for the life of me, I can't actually find out what it's called.
Yeah, I completely forget what they said. It was Unity and something else. But I thought Ubisoft wasn't doing... I thought the one was going to be the handheld one, and one was going to be the mainstream, console one.
Yeah, I guess it's a similar thing, but with the older consoles as well.
That's weird. I thought it was Ubisoft said that it was either Assassin's Creed or another game that was their first one to start off not being on next-gen stuff.
I have no idea. All I know is I've just looked up on Google and I just keep getting the same article back. Apparently, the time period allows Ubisoft to potentially continue the story of the Kenway family, which began in Assassin's Creed 3 with Connor Kenway. And
it's weird that they're doing one kind of family.
Yeah, well, I guess not, because it's in the bloodline and the genetics of Desmond, so they are going to be related in some way, shape, or form. But
well, sure. There's actually some stuff in there that you can kind of find out in Assassin's Creed 4 by doing stuff outside the Animus.
Yeah, spoiler me not, please, sir.
No, it's not spoiler. It's just you can find stuff out that kind of goes away from that. It's kind of weird. So, you'll find that out whenever you're playing.
Apparently, Unity will be on newer hardware and PC, whilst a rumoured separate game known by the reported codename Assassin's Creed Comet will be released for the PS3, Xbox 360, presumably the PC. And there is still no word on that version for the Wii U. Which is kind of weird, because I thought they were supporting, then not supporting, then supporting it again.
Well, I've already said last week that Ubisoft can go to hell. Because Watch Dogs probably isn't even going to come out on the Wii U. Now they say it's going to come out at a later date, but...
At least you have something you can play it.
You're mad that Watch Dogs isn't going to come on the Wii U. Wow.
No, I'm not mad because I'm just mad because they keep, saying, we're not going to do DLC for this. Now this game's going to come out later. The thing that I said last week is I was mad because of Rayman Legends. Yeah, because Rayman Legends got delayed on the Wii U until it came out on all the other platforms. Well, they're just going to delay the Wii U, and they should delay everything else because it's not on the Wii U yet. Because they're being dicks.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of the news, and we're going to take a break. You can possibly listen to some Assassin's Creed themed music. I'm just saying that because there's a certain track I want Gary to play. And we will be back with the quest of the week. Okay, welcome back. Last week we asked you the quest of the week question, which was with Telltale Games having so many games in development, Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Walk Among Us, and Walking Dead, are they spreading themselves too thin, and will this impact the quality of their games? Now, before we get into your responses, I am kind of worried about that. I haven't read anything about their teams growing in size or more money behind them or anything like that. And I can't help but think that, assuming it's the same size team working on 4 games instead of what was a while back 1 game, that can't do anything but hurt the quality of what's going to come out. And we've already seen the delay between The Wolf Among Us Episode 1 and Episode 2. And I can't help but think that we're just going to see more delays. And I'm almost tempted not to buy stuff until they're finally all out. I am slightly regretting playing The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead Season 2 as they're coming out. And I kind of wish I'd waited until they were all out so I could play it all in one massive chunk.
Yeah, 2 months is a little bit too long, or however, many months is just way too long to wait for another episode. Like, monthly would be fine, but they're just taking too long to kind of get them out to the gamers.
What do you think, Josh?
I don't know. They keep bringing out more and more games. I know they do have Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead already. Plus, they're doing Tales from Borderlands and Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think they are spreading themselves too thin because at the rate that they currently are bringing out their episodes, it takes freaking forever.
Yeah.
I mean, have you noticed anything within the industry about them hiring more people or
not that I've
expanding?
Noticed, but it just seems like they're just taking on so much.
Oh, yeah.
And of course they have their hardcore fans like, oh yeah, I'll wait 6 months in between episodes. Not me. I don't want to wait 6 months in between episodes because it's it's not 6 months quite, but it's a couple months easily.
Yeah.
I think they should complete their games, release them if it's episodic once every month.
Yeah. I can wait a month. 2 months is you kind of forget what happened, and then you'd have to replay it again anyway.
And would you necessarily make the same decisions because you don't remember what you did? My first experience with Telltale Games, actually it wasn't The Walking Dead, but my first really enjoyable experience with Telltale Games was Walking Dead, and as most of you will know, I didn't play it until the final episode came out, and I played them pretty much back to back. I had a break because it was too late and I couldn't play the last episode.
You
And
played
I
like
played
10
that.
hours straight or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And at the end of it, I was like, yeah, well, at the end of episode 4, I was like, okay, I've got to go to bed now. I'll play the next one tomorrow. And yeah, I was so emotionally drained and tired after playing it. It was a great way to play it, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I could have handled the waiting between each episode like I'm doing now, and I'm not enjoying it now, having to wait 2 months between each episode. And that's with 2 of their games. In fact, the break between episode 1 and episode 2 of The Wolf Among Us was much longer than 2 months.
First one came out in November, the second one came out the end of February, beginning of March?
Sometime in February. And it's just like, this is a couple of weeks before Walking Dead, I think.
Yeah, because I think Walking Dead came out. The first episode was in December, and the second one came out a week ago or a week and a half ago.
Yeah, so there was a few weeks between them. But if they could get it so that the quality was there, and if you have, Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Wolf Among Us, and The Walking Dead, and they stagger it so that every other week you get a new episode for one of the games, that would be fine as long as they had the quality. But that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, and if they do it, they could completely screw it up and do, okay, this month, say they have all 4 games out, say, whenever these next games come out, say they have Season 2 of Wolf Among Us, and then Season 3 of Walking Dead or something. You get 1 month, you get The Walking Dead, 1 month you get Wolf Among Us, Tales from Borderlands, Game of Thrones, and then they come out with the next Walking Dead. I would freak out.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
No, that'd be horrible because you got 4 months before you get your next Walking Dead episode.
Oh,
that would be
but
bad.
there's still stuff to play. You'd still have that telltale fix.
Yeah, well, you'd have to actually want to play all their games too, and not everybody wants to, is gonna like all that.
I will.
Yeah, you will. Not everyone's like us. But it would be kind of cool if each week you got a new one as well like that. So, it would still be monthly, you get each one, but, if the first week of the month is Walking Dead week, that'd be pretty awesome. But, if they do it right, because I know for the season 1 of The Walking Dead, they had a different team working on each episode. So if they just keep cycling like that, it would be better.
Yeah, and yet it didn't feel disjointed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, there were constrictions. They obviously had, bits of the story they had to work with. The art style had to be the same. I'm not entirely sure if the people behind the art style changed. I think it was just the story writers and the directors that changed. But, it is worrying to me that it feels like, I don't want the games to feel like the butter that's been spread over too much toast, to quote J.R. Tolkien, or J.R.R. Tolkien, even. But anyway, we had one answer for the question of the week from our tried and trusted listener, Teflon212, and he said, at the Gamesmen RPG, I trust Telltale to know their dev cycle. I haven't seen any real reason to question their ability to deliver on their games. And yeah, we haven't yet, but they haven't been working on 4 big titles at the same time.
Now, I wonder if, the reason these games are coming out later is because they are working on more stuff now.
Yeah, it'd be great to know if they were, expanding, if it's still the same team that are working on all 4 of these games. Perhaps The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us are finished bar some polishing and quality control issues. In which case, fine, brilliant. But it doesn't feel like that with the gap that they're having between the games. And don't get me wrong, I don't think it takes them, 2 months to make an episode. I'm sure it takes much, much longer than that. And I wouldn't be surprised if, the case was that The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead were pretty much finished, at least the storyline. And
you'd hope that they'd have episode 2 almost finished or whatever by the time episode 1 comes up, and they're just polishing and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Not still making it and
hours before it's released, it finally goes gold. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the case, but hopefully it's not the case.
Yeah.
But that would explain the delays with The Wolf Among Us. So yeah, kind of worrying. But yeah, that's pretty much all we had for the quest of the week. Our quest of the week this week, we've been asking it loads, and it turns out we're finally going to be recording it in the next few days.
Yeah, I believe it's on Thursday.
Hurry up and get your questions in. We are doing a PC versus console show, and we want to get your questions, statements, whatever, thoughts that we can put into the show. Maybe ask the relevant sides about what they should, questions you want to ask the PC guys or the console guys as to why one's better than the other, or what you feel about the situation.
Or a question you don't understand about, like, how, is it really that hard to hook up a controller wirelessly to a computer or something like that, or, or putting the bits into it and stuff like that.
Keyboard and mouse, or how easy is it to build a computer? I'll give you that answer now. It's very easy.
Unless your name's Gary and you break everything, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if your name's Gary, give up now.
Hey, I got it built. The PC is built, and Courtney's on it right now, so it just took me a while because I don't know, I was getting ship parts or something. Anyway, let's
talking about Courtney being on it right now. Have those period panties arrived?
No, those don't come till next month. I think they said they're going to ship in March or April.
Well, we're all looking forward to the photo shoot.
Okay. With me in it, yeah.
Okay, well, that brings us up to the cleanup, and we have some TGM checks to get through. So, Josh, why don't you take the first one?
At Teflon 212, the Gamesmen RPG. More Titanfall. Also been messing around with Project Spark Beta, and I've played Galaxy Empire 2 HD on iPhone.
Yeah, I persuaded him to get that because he's looking for a space sim kind of game where you can do trading and shoot stuff, and it's actually not a bad little game. It's on iPhone, iOS and Android. The first part of it's completely free, so check it out. See if you like it.
I guess I'll take next one. At Lucky Shot 51, Gamesmen RPG, Halo, and he puts G4T.com in there as well. Hello Spart Ass, so I don't know what that is exactly.
Halo Spartan Assault.
Okay, Spartan Assault. Hello Spartan Assault, Gran Turismo 6, Dead Space 3, oh really? And Spelunky. And then he said, nearly forgot, and a bit of World of Tanks.
I still haven't played that.
What, World of Tanks?
Yeah.
I probably won't.
Well, the next one is from Mr. Filthy, and he says at the Gamesmen RPG, #TGM check, can't stop playing World of Tanks and Rust.
So much Rust.
Perhaps there's something in this World of Tanks. No, I don't know. Anyway,
I heard
Josh.
it's very team-based.
Yes.
The next
I only have those two.
Okay, well,
Wait,
Gary?
And then we have Wombo MK3 says Rust, so much Rust. Football Manager and some Titanfall. I notice a lot of Rust, World of Tanks, and Titanfall around these days. I'm gonna have to get Rust. Just because we actually got asked by the real Defoe, Mr. Oh god, what's Gary D. Fleece.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, that's right. Gary D. Felice. He's asking whenever me and Dan were gonna get it. And I told him we're working on our backlogs right now, so maybe after that.
Yeah, I've got to wait until after May the 4th. Then I'll have money again.
Yay, money. Money.
Okay, well, shout-outs. Travis obviously isn't here anymore because his Skype crapped out on him. So, Josh, who do you want to shout out this week?
I'm going to shout out Real Gamer News. You can check out my articles over there. I do have new previews coming weekly, so come check me out.
Cool. Gary, yourself? Stuff.
More of Mr. Phil Olsen, Filthy Virtual Pizza Man. Actually sounds kind of funny. Because he heard the last show and he actually asked to cut my clip about me and the whole Vatican assassin stuff. And oh, those books I'm listening to. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give spoilers, but wow. I'm just going to say he might as well be an Elder Scrolls character.
Yeah, you also told me not to bother reading it.
Yeah, I wouldn't read it. Like, you can listen to it. I probably should buy it just because, I have listened to everything. But it's interesting, and it's just so weird what happens. It's good, but he has so much monologue in it. Like, he talks to himself all the time. It's just kind of weird. But yeah, I love Phil. Phil's awesome. You guys for being doing the show again, as always, and Travis for being on it for the Skype-filled privileges that we've had tonight. Oh, it's been bad. Editing's gonna be awesome. But other than that, I think that's about it for everything. Dan, your shout-outs.
This week, I don't really have a huge amount of people to shout out because I've been an antisocial bastard. Teflon212 for sending us stuff for the TGM check and the question of the week. Travis for being on the show. Obviously, you two guys for helping me do this. Obviously, it wouldn't happen without either of you, especially without Gary doing all the editing and posting it and all that good stuff. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Oh, and Monty for constantly biting my nose, you little git. So yeah, that I guess is about it. So web for the week to come. Where can we get hold of you guys? Gary.
So, even though I'm not going to be on it because my brother has the PlayStation, so I found out the other day whenever I was making my brother a profile on it, I've been telling people the wrong PlayStation ID because you have your profile and then you have your online ID. And my online ID is actually Amorous0289. So if anybody's actually trying to add me and couldn't figure out why, yeah, that's probably why. So I've been lying to everyone. But I'm always on Steam. I've been on Skype lately as well. Amorous_89, Amorous89, Twitter, Xbox. Haven't been on Xbox in a very, very long time. And I'll be on my Wii U, probably playing some Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, because it's going to be awesome. And that's also Amorous1289.
Your 3DS Saturdays.
Yeah, I didn't play my 3DS yesterday, because I guess I can't play anything. Yeah. I guess I can't play anything other than on Steam until I beat Watch Dogs, Sleeping Dogs. So mostly I'll be on Steam. So yeah. Josh, where can we find you?
I will be on Steam, Yodathethird, Origin, Yodathethird. I'm mostly going to be on my PSN this week playing Infamous Second Son, and possibly I'll be playing some Battlefield 4 because the new DLC comes out.
Ooh.
I'm Yodathethird on there as well.
You guys are so lucky having the same name on everything.
Well, talking about having the same name on everything, I will be on... Well, probably Uplay, trying to finish up these Assassin's Creed games. And obviously Steam will be in the background, as will Raptor, and you can get me on all of those by searching Hardlydan, as you can with my Twitter. Not my Facebook and my Skype, because I like to keep something private-ish. So, yeah, if you want to get hold of me, obviously, check those out. I'll be in need of contact with other humans because I'm getting fed up with Assassin's Creed at the moment.
Yeah, you'll have to take a break for 4 so you're not too burned out.
I'm looking forward to playing 4.
4 is awesome.
I just really want to try the companion app.
Mm-hmm.
See how that works. But yeah, I guess that's about it. So Gary, why don't you take us out of here?
Yeah, before I do this, I got a message from Travis, and he's like, found out what the problem was. My dad and sister started watching Netflix. And I'm like, I told you guys we were going to be recording. Oh, shit. So, so that's why I was having so many Skype issues. But anyway, let's get this done. Okay, so you can find us on Facebook. Just kind of search for the Gamesmen RPG on Facebook, and you just like us. We don't have any new likes right now. Aw. And other social media place, Twitter. You can find us at the Gamesmen RPG, and we don't have any new followers this week either. So, aw, again. You can send us an email at the Gamesmen RPG with MP3s, voicemails. Just talk to us, answer any questions you have. You can submit your questions for Quest of the Week and everything on there as well. And then, speaking of voicemails and stuff, we want more. And you can call us at the RPG hotline at 412-267-RPG1. That's 412-267-RPG1. And then you can also listen to the podcast, watch any TGM checks. I'm probably going to have one up for, or TGM checks, yeah, TGM tag-alongs. And I'm probably going to have one up for Wind Waker coming up in this week. So look forward to that. And then you can also answer our Quest of the Week by going on Twitter and saying hashtag TGM Quest, and that'll help us find it easier. And then hashtag TGM Check for the TGM Checks for the games you have been playing over the last week. And then whenever we're doing it, we have our Twitch account, and you can watch us streaming games on there. And then, last but not least, we want some iTunes reviews. We haven't had any, or I haven't seen any emails from them, so hopefully we get some in soon. 5 stars is always nice, but speak your mind. We like to hear feedback. And that's it. Dan, take us out here.
Okay, well, that will do for episode 12. So on behalf of Travis, Gary, and Josh, I am Dan, Hardlydan. We are the Gamesmen. Until next time, we ask,
what role will you play?
Anyway, that's enough about what we've been doing. Let's skip on to the news. Oh, and take a break.
You want to redo that?
Yeah.
Let's keep that in.
You just went so mellow on it. You just like, oh, that's it. Let's move on to the news. Oh, and possibly take a break.
Yeah, time to hand over to our guest, and he's bringing us some news about something I can't see at the moment because I'm on the wrong tab. Where the hell's it gone? Here it is. There we go. Hopefully that's enough time for him to figure out that I'm talking about him and realise that I'm going to mention that we're going to be talking about Konami.
Somebody in Konami.
Yep. Koji Igarashi.
Okay. That's
Igarashi.
Skype as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, that was bad. I was like, oh god, oh no.
Still fun.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway, sure. Mr. Naga, long-time producer and effort of Konami.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to stop you on that, Travis, because we can't hear anything you're saying.
Igarashi called Iga, which.
Oh, it's so bad.
Let me restart.
Okay.
If not fully satisfied with this podcast, please return any portions for a full refund.
So you can run and tell that, homeboy.